Hi guys, and Abraham. I am in my car, and I just had a funny slash weird experience, and I'm wondering if you can help me. But I think the question is, would the universe or my inner being ever like taunt or tease or shame me into alignment or understanding something? So I do delivery, and I'm in my car, and I just went to pick up an order, and I was walking across the street and typing on my phone, and this man rolled down his window and yelled, "Pay attention," which was funny because I was paying attention. I knew he was there. It just was my right of way. Then I got back in my car, tried to not make a big deal out of it. I have my little cards here that I write and bring home with me. And then I passed the car, and the license plate said "Conjure." Um, and then this song came on the radio, and it was asking, "Are you afraid?" So, can you help? Thanks.
Well, this question could not have come at a better time following what we just talked about before. The law of attraction is what's bringing to you those experiences. Your inner being is source energy. Your inner being is not tricking you or manipulating you or testing you or punishing you. These are traits of other humans who are trying to control you, in most cases because they think they need to control you so that they can feel better, because they are not currently aware of their own ability to calibrate to their own source energy. So it's not source that is conjuring those experiences in order to get your attention, but it is the law of attraction. In other words, if you go back and think about it, in other words, so you're walking and entering something on your phone. Someone else is disturbed by that because they don't want you to get run over, or they don't want you to do that while you drive, or they're busybodies that are just wanting to control everybody and are not making much of an effort of controlling their own vibration. They think it would be easier to control everyone else's, so they're yelling at drivers and pedestrians and people all over the planet, probably the television too, trying to get the world to behave so that they can feel better. And it is a futile attempt for them. It's never going to bring them any form of happiness. And so all of that is sort of stirring in you as someone is disapproving of you, pushing against you. And so you had a knee-jerk reaction. The knee-jerk reaction, of course, amplified within you your question about how all of this works, which brings the idea of conjuring. It was the root of everything else that then the law of attraction brought to you. Our message to you is the same. It's pay attention. But it's pay attention to your connection with source energy, because while connected to source energy, you will always be at the right place at the right time, and anything that is important will occur to you. There are a lot of people that are still in the habit of believing that you create through actions and that you create through words. They're not thinking about source energy. They're not thinking about energy flowing. They're not thinking about connection to source energy. They don't know about step one. They don't know about your vortex. All they know is that they are banging around with a lot of other people, and when people do things that they agree with, they feel good, and when people do things that they don't agree with, they feel bad. And so most of them have no control over the way they feel. Aren't you happy that you do not have to have knee-jerk reactions to people who don't understand? Aren't you relieved that you don't have to straighten everything out with everyone? Doesn't it simplify your world to understand that when those things happen and you have those emotional responses, that there's work for you to do? Yes, but it doesn't involve controlling that guy or the next one or the next one or the next one or the next one. You don't have to get even. You don't even have to explain. In fact, explaining to someone that's on the bottom half of the scale, you're rarely heard anyway. And again, to our friend in an earlier question, video question. Does this make the world a better place? Does it make the world a better place? Is it of value or advantage to the world? If when you are walking, and you are, as you say, tuned in, tapped in, turned on, you're aware of your surroundings because your inner being is aware of your surroundings and you are in sync with your inner being. And then someone shouts into your experience and disrupts your train of thought and thrusts disapproval into your experience. And you don't have a knee-jerk reaction to it because you understand it's their misunderstanding and not something that you need to straighten out with them, just something that you want to keep calibrated or keep straight with yourself. And so if no negative emotion arises during an exchange like that, then you're good. There's no work for you to do. But if he yanked your chain or pushed your button or got your goat, if he made you mad, if he made you feel defensive, then you've got some work to do, don't you? Isn't that nice to know? Freedom from resistance. Freedom from resistance is what happily ever after is. Freedom from resistance or awareness of resistance is what happily ever after is. Controlling conditions, a life of misery. Needing others to understand, a life of misery. Trying to get everybody on the upper half of the scale, an impossible feat and a life of futility and misery, you see. You create your reality because you control your point of attraction. You gotta let the other guys off the hook, even if they're after you. It's none of your business. Let's see another.